Lion symbology has been seen all over the world since ancient times, even though these creatures only inhabit certain areas of the planet. Here we are going to take a look into the mysteries surrounding its symbolism worldwide, bearing in mind all the while that the lion often represents the age of Leo. And for more on that, please see my article about the constellation of Leo, because I cover more ancient depictions there, and I don't want to repeat them. It includes the most ancient depictions found in caves, and the association with other gods and goddesses that are not covered here. When thinking about lion symbology, Mithras stands out as one of the most intriguing. Mithras is a deity associated with the ancient Roman mystery religions, known as Mithraism, which flourished in the Roman Empire from the 1st to the 4th century CE. Lions play a significant role in Mithric iconography and symbolism. Mithras was originally a Persian mythology, where he was known as Mithra, a god of light, truth and covenant in Zoroastrianism. Mithra was a protector of truth and an enforcer of contracts, associated with the sun and known for his role in battling evil forces. The worship of Mithras was adopted by the Romans, who adapted and expanded the mythology to form their own unique version of the cult. Roman Mithraism retained some elements of Persian Mithric worship, but also incorporated Roman religious and cultural practices. Mithraism was a mystery religion, meaning its practices and teachings were secret and known only to initiates. The rituals typically involved stages of initiation and elaborate ceremonies held in Mithraea, underground sanctuaries that symbolize the cosmos. The central icon of Mithric worship is the depiction of Mithras slaying a sacred bull, known as the taurochtomy. The scene represents the god performing a cosmic sacrifice that sustains the universe. A central figure in Mithraic iconography is the lion-headed god, often depicted with a snake coiled around his body, wings, and holding keys and a scepter. This figure, sometimes interpreted as Aion or Kronos, is associated with time, eternity, and the cosmos. The lion-headed god represents the eternal and cyclical nature of the universe. The lion's head symbolizes power, domination, and the cosmic order. The coiling snake represents time and renewal, and the wings signify transcendence and the movement of time. In the Mithric initiation rites, there were several grades or levels of initiation, one of which was the Leo or Lion grade. This was one of the higher levels, symbolizing a deeper understanding and closer connection to the divine. The Lion grade was associated with the element of fire and the purification of the soul. Initiates would perform rituals that included symbolic acts of purification and trials that tested their courage and spiritual strength. In many Mithraea, lions are depicted as guardians, often flanking the entrance to the sacred space. These lions symbolize protection and the safeguarding of sacred knowledge. The lion's role as a guardian reflects its association with vigilance and its ability to ward off evil influences, ensuring the sanctity of the Mithraic temple. In Mithraic theology, the slaying of the bull of Mithras is seen as a cosmic struggle between light and darkness. The lion-headed figure is a symbol of the temporal order and the eternal struggle against chaos. The lion represents the forces of order, strength, and continuity, combating the forces of disorder and entropy, represented by the bull's sacrifice. Mithras was often associated with the sun god Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, symbolizing light and truth. The lion, being a solar symbol in many cultures, reinforced this connection. The lion's association with the sun in Mithraic worship highlights its role as a symbol of divine power and enlightenment, linking it to the eternal and unchanging nature of the cosmos. Mithraism faced suppression with the rise of Christianity in the Roman Empire. As Christianity became the state religion, Mithraic temples were often destroyed or converted. Despite its decline, elements of Mithraic symbolism, particularly the use of lions as symbols of power and guardianship, persisted in later European art and iconography. I will now talk about the lion's symbolism from various areas and cultures, and give the more mainstream version of their meaning. At the end, I will finish with an explanation of the true hidden meaning. Indus Valley Civilization, circa 3300 BCE to 1300 BCE. The lion appeared in various art forms, possibly symbolizing strength and protection, influenced by the lion's presence in the surrounding regions. Ancient Egypt, circa 3100 BCE to 30 BCE. Sekhmet, a lion-headed goddess of war, healing, and the sun. Sekhmet was believed to protect the pharaohs and lead them in warfare. Her fierce nature symbolized the destructive power of the sun and the capability for both harm and healing. According to Egyptian mythology, Sekhmet's rage almost annihilated humanity when she was sent by Ra, the sun god, to punish mankind for their rebellion. Marshis, a lion-headed god of war, protection, and weather. Marshis was known as the defender of the pharaoh and protector of the innocent. Marshis was associated with the fierce desert winds and often linked with Sekhmet as her son or companion. Sphinx, the Great Sphinx of Giza, with a lion's body and a human head, symbolizes strength and wisdom, guarding the pyramids. It was actually built in the age of Leo. Mesopotamia, circa 3500 BCE to 500 BCE. Lamassu, a mythical creature with a human head, the body of a bull or lion, and wings. Lamassu served as a protective deity, often placed at the entrance of cities and palaces to ward off evil. The lion aspect of Lamassu represented strength and guardianship. Ishtar, or Ayana, goddess of love, beauty, sex, fertility, and war, often depicted with lions. Ishtar was often shown standing on lions or in the company of lions, emphasizing her power and dominance over nature. The lion represents the goddess's control over chaos and her ability to protect and destroy. Hinduism. Durga, a warrior goddess often depicted riding a lion or tiger. Durga is the embodiment of feminine power and the destroyer of evil forces. Her lion symbolizes courage and the power to overcome obstacles. Durga was created by the gods to defend the buffalo demon, Mahishashura, with her lion serving as a royal mount in battle. Narasimha, the lion man avatar of Vishnu. Narasimha is known for his role in slaying the demon Hiranyakashipu, which I might have pronounced completely wrong, who was immune to death by man or beast by appearing as half lion, half man. Narasimha bypassed the demon's boon. Narasimha represents divine protection and the triumph of good over evil. Ancient Greece, circa 800 BCE to 146 BCE. Hercules and the Nemean lion. Hercules, known for slaying the Nemean lion as one of his 12 labours. The Nemean lion's skin, impervious to weapons, became a symbol of invincibility and divine protection. The Nemean lion was a formidable beast, terrorizing the region, and its defeat by Hercules signified the hero's strength and bravery. Chimera, a fire-breathing creature with the body of a lion, a goat's head on its back, and a serpent for a tail. The Chimera was a fearsome monster defeated by the hero Bellerophon. Lions in Greek mythology often represented challenges that heroes must overcome to achieve greatness. Ancient Rome, circa 753 BCE to 476 CE. Lions symbolized the emperor's power and were often depicted in public architecture and monuments. Lions were used in gladiatorial games, symbolizing both the might of Rome and the dangers of the wild, untamed world. Chinese mythology. Shishi, guardian lions, often called fu dogs. These lion-like creatures are depicted in pairs guarding the entrance to temples and homes. Shishi are protectors against evil spirits and bad luck, often seen as guardians of sacred spaces. The lion in Chinese culture symbolizes strength, dignity, and authority. Bixi, a mythical creature with a lion's body and wings, known for warding off evil spirits. Bixi is often used in funerary art to protect tombs and the souls of the deceased. Lions in Chinese cultures are seen as protectors and symbols of bravery and power. Islamic art and culture. Symbol of strength. Although typically avoiding figurative imagery, lions in Islamic culture sometimes appeared in poetry and stories as symbols of bravery and nobility. Lion of Judah, Christianity and Rastafarianism. In Christianity, the Lion of Judah represents Jesus Christ, signifying his role as a leader and protector. But this goes much deeper, because we are not talking about the Jesus Christ of the age of Pisces. We are talking about the Christ figure from the age of Leo, a completely different person who was also of the Serpent Bloodline. In the Bible, there are more than 150 references to the lion, many of them descriptive, metaphoric, and allegorical. To the lion, where compared to the tribes of Judah and Dan, Balaam said of the Israelites, "Behold a people that rise up as a lioness, and as a lion doth he lift himself up." The mother of the kings of Judah were compared to a lioness, and her sons to lion cubs. David, of whom it was said that his heart is as the heart of a lion, declared his lament over Saul and Jonathan that They were swifter than eagles. They were stronger than lions. This combination of the lion, the king of the beasts, and the eagle, the king of the birds, the biblical reference to the vulture, is very common in later Jewish art, particularly on the Holy Ark, and occurs in Ezekiel's vision of the lion, the ox, the eagle, and the cherub. Note that the eagle was not referring to the eagle bloodline. The age of Leo was before that emblem was taken by them. In Rastafarianism, the Lion of Judah is associated with the Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia, regarded as a messianic figure. The lion embodies the strength and leadership of a divine and royal figure, representing righteousness and justice. Heraldic lions in Europe. Lions appeared predominantly in European heraldry, often depicted as rampant, passant, or couchant. They symbolize the noble virtues of courage, strength, and vigilance. Heraldic lions often denote a family's or nation's historical significance and valor. Lions continue to symbolize royal power and authority, appearing on coats of arms, crests, and flags. The lion became a prominent symbol in British royalty, symbolizing the monarchy's strength and sovereignty. National symbols. The lion continues to be a symbol of British strength and resilience, featured predominantly on the royal coat of arms and other national emblems. Countries like Finland, the Netherlands, and Sri Lanka also use the lion in their national symbols, each reflecting its own cultural values of bravery and protection. The use of animals, particularly lions, as symbols of power and nobility in heraldry dates back to ancient times, but it was in the medieval period that they became prominent in Europe. Lions were considered symbols of courage, strength, and royalty. Heraldry became formalized in the 12th century in Western Europe, with the lion emerging as a popular emblem among European royalty and nobility due to its associations with majesty and martial prowess. The rampant lion was adopted in Scotland as part of the broader heraldic tradition. The symbol likely arrived in Scotland through cultural and political connections with other European monarchies. The lion rampant, in particular, represents a lion rearing up with its forepaws in a threatening posture, a sign that emphasizes power and readiness to defend. Royal adoption and evolution. William the Lion, 1165 to 1214. The lion rampant first became a royal symbol during the reign of King William I, known as William the Lion. His seal, used around 1165, depicted a lion rampant, establishing the motive's association with the Scottish monarchy. Alexander II and III. The symbol continued to be used by subsequent Scottish monarchs, including Alexander II and III. It became more stylized and formalized, incorporating specific elements such as the double treasure flory counter flory, a border decoration featuring fleur-de-lis, which further reinforced its regal significance. Symbolism and significance. The lion rampant is a potent symbol of Scotland's sovereignty, strength, and independence. It signifies the country's royal lineage and its enduring spirit of defiance against external forces. The double treasure around the lion is thought to represent protection and majesty, with the fleur-de-lis possibly signifying an alliance with France or echoing early Christian symbolisms of purity and the Virgin Mary. Of course, we do know that the fleur-de-lis is also a symbolism of the Serpent Bloodline. You'll know that from my books and other videos. Celtic and Pictish influences. Prior to the adoption of the lion rampant, Scotland's symbolic imagery included various animals significant in Celtic and Pictish traditions, such as boars and eagles. These symbols represented attributes like bravery and spiritual protection. The lion, a symbol absent from native Scottish fauna, was embraced as a more universally recognised emblem of royal power and authority. Mythological resonance. The lion has mythological connotations of guardianship and nobility, often depicted in tales and legends as a protector of sacred lands and treasures. In Scottish folklore, the lion rampant might also be seen as an embodiment of the fierce and indomitable spirit of the Scottish people. Royal Standard of Scotland. Today, the lion rampant appears on the Royal Standard of Scotland, which is used by the monarch in Scotland and represents the monarchy's presence. It is also incorporated into various symbols and emblems of Scotland, reflecting its continued importance as a national and royal emblem. Esoteric symbology and the Serpent Bloodline. The lion's symbolism has always been that of strength and endurance, gods and goddesses, representative of the Leo age. The tarot card Strength also features a lion, and it symbolizes male energy and the element of fire. In the bloodline families, it was used on coats of arms to represent the male lines. Secret symbols were used so we could easily know who had serpent genes, who had serpent lineages in only their male ancestry, female ancestry, or both. The red lion was used because red is representative of fire, is considered a masculine element, and lions themselves are a masculine symbol because of their relationship to the sun. So if you see lions in other colours, they are often just decorative, and in more modern times even red lions have been used by those unaware of their true symbolism. As with many of our old traditions and symbols, they have eventually been taken over by others and used for things unrelated to bloodline families. European royalty who are unaware of the Christ figure from the age of Leo might link it back to King David. However, King David was not the beginning of this very ancient lineage back to the Serpent Bloodline families, who for every astrological age choose one of their spiritual royalty to lead them. The one chosen in the age of Leo was named Judah, and his son was David. Later on, King David was also given this name, due to the tradition of passing down the names. Some things are passed on by eagle and hybrid families simply because they think it is tradition. They are completely unaware of the true meaning of the lion in their own heraldry. Okay, that's all for now. Been quite a long one. Hope you got something out of this, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.